My guest today is living in Las Vegas, but we are not going to be talking about gambling. How ironic for the Scho-Zone. But today I'll be joined by ventriloquist comedian April Brucker on this episode of the Scho-Zone. All right, everybody, welcome to the Scho-Zone. I am your host, Ryan Schofield, coming at you live from my little DeGen studio. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all that good stuff. And I'm just going to go right into it. I feel a little weird saying this with a female guest, but we don't spit it up. We don't spit on it. We don't lube it up. We just get right into it. So everybody, welcome to the Scho-Zone, the lovely, the talented April Brucker.
Hey, I'm glad you don't have to spit on it or lube it up, man. You know what? It means that you're a straight shooter. I love that. I love that. You know what? And I'm an iron horse. Most of my friends are guys, so I say, the only thing that I draw the line at is chewing tobacco. I never understood why guys chew. Ew.
You know what's funny about that is I just threw in a nicotine pouch, but not chew. I don't really know what it is. Like stuff like chew or even like smoking. It's just like it's all about there's like this like little level of pain because I used to chew. I used to play baseball with a bunch of country
Yep.
boys, and that's how it kind of starts. And it's like, yeah, like literally, like you can get away with. I mean, back in the day when people smoked cigarettes, like that was not an ultimate like deal breaker or anything. But if you've got a piece of chew in your mouth, you're basically saying to every woman, "Please don't kiss me."
Yeah, well, actually, funny story. When I was in high school, there was a boy that really liked me by the name of Timmy Truman, and he was like the bad boy of the school, but he somehow liked me. And anyway, long story short, he gave me a ride home, and he had his friend in the front seat. And I think this particular friend is now in prison because that's the way that little crowd was going.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, I was in the back seat, and they're talking about whatever they're talking about, and they were out of cigarettes. And so his friend says to Timmy, "Hey, Timmy, want some chew?" And so Timmy takes some chew, and then his friend turns to me and says, "You want some chew?" And so I'm like, said no, thank you. And Timmy goes, "Man, what the hell's wrong with you? Chicks don't chew."
I know. I feel like that was almost like a kind of like a test. Like if a girl was to offer me a line of cocaine, no matter how much I would want it, I would always have to say no because it just kind of set things up. And a girl chewing, I mean, there's certain things I get. Girls want to be just like guys, and certain things. Can we leave chewing tobacco to disgusting
Yeah,
men?
and it was going down his face, but I mean, and I get that, and I didn't want to be obnoxious about it, but it was like, no.
I know. I mean, like, there's nothing. I definitely had my little phase of chewing because I think the one thing that when I got into chewing tobacco was that you could do it anywhere. Like, if I was sitting in my bedroom at home or if something like that when I was like, high school age, that was the allure of it to me. I used to love actually. I used to always like to go for the highest degree of difficulty. I once actually used to throw a dipper in while I was reading Macbeth in my high school English class. Like I was literally able to do that, and you know, it's not a proud habit of mine, but I'm not really proud of a lot of what I did in high
Wait,
school. But
did you
hey,
go to
here.
Bethel Park? Because I think you were in my high school English class.
Oh yeah, no, Troy, New York, baby. I'm sorry,
For
I
New
don't think
York,
we're.
Bethel Park, same thing. Bethel Park, well, same difference. But it's funny though because all those because Bethel Park kind of made the news this summer. As people know, the presidential assassin or the
That's I
would-be
was
assassin.
wondering. When I was looking through your bio, I'm like, why does that sound familiar to me? And I'm like, oh, there was a football player named Bethel Johnson, maybe. But sorry to cut you off there, but holy shit, I just realized that.
Yeah, well, here's the funny thing. Donald J. Trump and I, my presidential puppet, ended up going to the Republican National Convention this summer. And we raised the money to go, so we're going. And in case you're wondering, Donald J. Trump doesn't chew. He doesn't do anything. This is just who he is. And anyway, long story short, that Saturday, Donnie and I are running around the square with my manager and producer, Clinton Ford Billups Jr. And all of a sudden, we see this car pull up, and the sirens, the Secret Service vehicle. And I'm tired. I want to go back to the hotel, but Clinton says we got to see what's going on. And so the Secret Service agent jumps out, and I says to Clinton, I'm like, is something wrong? Nothing else is happening. He goes, well, maybe he's got to pee, because he was there for a few minutes, and I was like, okay, maybe he's got to pee. Let's go. So we get in the car, and Clinton's sister texts him, hey, did you hear that Trump got shot in Butler? And I'm like, Butler, that's my neck of the woods. I've been to Butler, you know? And as a matter of fact, we played football there. And I believe that across from Butler High School, there's a nice little trailer park. But anyway, winning. So so I said, I've been there. That's my neck of the woods. Okay. So we get in the car, and I said, wouldn't it be funny if one of my cousins shot the former president, or if it was somebody from Bethel Park? Because in my family, I'm from a big family. It's Yale or jail, right? It's one or the two. Like, and I've had cousins that have, like, I have family members that have gone Ivy League, and I've had family members that have gone to prison. It all depends. And sometimes somebody graduated from an Ivy League and just got out of jail at the same time Thanksgiving table. That's always interesting. So anyway, long story short, we're laughing about it. And the next morning at breakfast, Clinton says to me, hey, guess where the shooter's from? I said, where? He said, Bethel Park. I said, you're kidding. He goes, no. And he shows me the kid. It says he's from Bethel Park, and he lives 3 streets from my parents. And so, like, the news media descended on my little town. And here I am with Donald J. Trump at the RNC. And Bill Maher had plane trouble, aka his manager said, you don't want to be Kathy Griffin, and he canceled his date. And Jon Stewart had a setup, and he suddenly was ghost. So we were the last comic standing at the RNC. Hello, this is huge. I'm on the Scho-Zone.
Well, we're happy to have him here. I mean, I'm assuming that means that you're happy to have him here too, which that was actually the one that when I was talking to you just before we went on air here. So April and I, we have chatted before, had a lovely conversation where we found we have a lot of common interests. But I was kind of doing a little bit of prep things of, refamiliarizing myself with their website, which, oh, yes, I got to put the ticker up here where April's website's on there. You got to check her out at aprilbrucker.tv. And I was like, all right, let's just kind of familiarize myself a little more of your work. And then I saw the video, the promo one of you doing the presidential stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, who do I have on my show today? And then I'm like, oh wait, Ryan, you've already talked to her before. You got this. Like,
Yeah, you got this. You got me. But I don't know if you've ever interviewed a president-elect and past president. Yes, this is huge. And I just want to say one thing. I don't need to scoot it up. I don't need to lube it. I just grab you by the pussy.
The fact of that, I have so many thoughts on that statement.
I have a lot of thoughts on that too. So, former President Trump, now that you're going to be reelected, what do you want to tell the viewers of the Scho-Zone? Well, April, it's good that I'm president again because I'm master of everything. I have billions and billions of dollars, and I was president of my own university. Wait, Trump University, you were sued for fraud. Shut up, April. The Better Business Bureau gave me a AAA rating. Wait, the Better Business Bureau gave you a AAA rating? Wrong, a triple K rating. K, K, K.
Honestly, I'm always uncomfortable in interviewing any type of politician because I know I'm not going to get a real answer.
Well, you know what? I don't get, well, this is as real as he gets. But do you consider yourself a racist, President Trump? Fake news. Look at these legs. Does it look like I run?
See, I would say that for like the racist things is that like it's all like, depending on what decade you were born, like that's like the sliding scale of what counts as racist and not racist. So when was Donald J? Is Trump as old as Trump?
When were you born? Well, let's just put it this way. I'm huge and I have no age. Okay, that's not a real answer. Well, I wasn't a career politician when I ran, but now I am. Look at how good I just did my job. By not answering the question. Yes.
100%.
Well, I get, yeah, 100%. So former President Trump, what do you think of Black Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter, especially after Labor Day. This is what I gotta live with. So, but are you gonna build the wall? Yes, I'm gonna build the wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it. All I have to do is go to the Western Union and pick up the money order. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, Western Union. It's a famous last words.
Famous last words. But anyway, we were just talking about your assassination attempt over the summer, Mr. Tramp. How are you doing? Well, reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. I'm not ready to hang it up and become a car shammy just yet. And
I must say,
go on.
he does not speak on behalf of all redheads. Okay.
Yeah, you don't speak on behalf of all redheads. Well, what can I say? This is not red, it's orange. And how do you get it that color? Lots of golden showers. And how's the ear? Nothing a little needle and thread couldn't fix.
What was that? What was the last one line there? I didn't hear that.
And nothing a little needle and thread couldn't fix. So, what do you think of Jon Stewart and Bill Maher? Losers! Okay. Why do you think they're losers? Well, you have John No Show Stewart and Will Less Than Marvelous saying, we can't make jokes. He almost died. Yeah, you did almost die. Fake news, like I said, you can't keep me down. I'm the Teflon Dawn. Okay. We realized that a little needle and thread, whatever. So, but they had bosses to answer to. You're your own boss. That's right. But you wouldn't let me bring my bloody squib. That's right. I wouldn't let him bring his bloody squib. Like, we were actually kind of scared, believe it or not, the way people would react. But people were like, why doesn't he have a squib? Why is blood not spurting everywhere?
This is all a first for me. It's the first time I've done an actual interview. I mean, I've met some of your others. So you just got a whole house full of a whole friends there.
Yeah, and so, but President Trump, are you scared of being the first president with 34 felony counts? Well, April, it worked for Snoop Dogg, Chicks dig a bad boy, and Orange is the new Tramp. And so, what do you have to do later today? Well, I just want to say that I gotta go visit Melancholia. You mean Melania? No, Melancholia, my wife. Okay. By the way, you look like my fourth wife. But what about the wife you have now? Well, you always gotta get something new. Well, what are you gonna do with your wife? I'm gonna court her. You mean divorce? No, to court. By the way, despite your immigration policies, all of your wives are foreign born. What can I say? There are some jobs that even Americans won't do. But anyway, before I go, Ryan, I want to announce my plan for immigration on your show. Oh, dear God. This is how I'm going to solve the illegal immigration crisis. What do you call one illegal immigrant on the moon?
One too many? I don't know.
A problem. What do you call 100 illegal immigrants on the moon?
I have no idea.
A problem. What do you call 1 million illegal immigrants on the moon?
I have no idea. Solution?
Problem solved. Exactly. To the moon,
right.
Ryan. To the moon. Donald J. Trump.
It's bad that when I'm being asked those questions, I'm just thinking, what's the worst possible answer? But also, I'm like, I don't want it to be like even worse than the actual answer.
I know. But you know what? It's like I'm having fun, and are you looking forward to Christmas, Ryan?
Me, not. Yes. My thing with Christmas, I look forward to be over. That's really how I look at it. But I did really enjoy your Christmas song that you had, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. And I used to look forward to Christmas being over myself. And believe it or not, with Merry Christmas, I'm so glad I didn't marry you. I'm not a big fan of Christmas because when you think of it, it's the most wonderful time of the year. But everybody it's like you hear all this cheerful music and you just want to stab somebody, don't you?
It's so like I work in a retail space, so I kind of always want to stab somebody most every day, anyways. But the one thing I will say,
yeah.
What's nice is that they changed the Christmas music, and on that first day, it's at least different music. But yes, like I become the Grinch sometime around it's the 11th, sometime around the 6th or 7th. I turn into the Grinch with it a little bit. Now, actually, I got to ask you about this one. No, for Christmas is that you did, you mentioned being from Bethel Park, so you get the idea of the snowfall Christmas, on the East Coast there. But now you're out in Vegas now, so. What's Christmas like when there's not that, I think that the miserable weather adds to the experience on the East Coast. Is that What's it like when it's warm?
Yes, the miserable weather definitely adds to the experience. The cold weather adds to the experience. And the icy roads add to the experience. And I believe it was one Christmas. We were driving to my uncle's house. My uncle lives in rural Pennsylvania, and we had to take the back roads because the highways don't get you to his house. Because once you get off the highway, it's back road, back road, back road. Well, anyway, long story short, we ended up hitting a deer on Christmas. So that adds to the experience in the East, the winter wildlife. But I'd have to say that while we don't have winter wildlife out here, we have the wildfire smoke from California that adds to the experience. So we have our own natural disasters. But I'd have to say this, that having spent Christmas back east, Christmas out west, everybody's equally stressed. But one thing that happens during Christmas, I find, is everybody's also really nice to each other too, because it's the end of the year. We've all had a year. We are just ready to just say, you know what? And even in New York, and I've done New Year's Eve in New York, I like you are hugged by strangers all night.
There is that nice aspect to it, and I'm always just have to be the asshole though, because I'm like, why can't we just be like this all the time? Like, why do we have to
Yeah.
have these
Oh,
arbitrary times we go, you know what, like, like it. And I'm not someone that really believes in the calendar necessarily, because we assign certain values to certain times of the year and whatnot. Like, so if somebody was, this happens all the time, or maybe not all the time, but like if somebody was to pass away in the next 2 weeks, people will be like, oh, the worst possible time, the holidays. And I'm like, as opposed to July when it's a good time, like, like kind of
yeah,
thing.
exactly. Is it a good time in June or July when it's warm and you can dig in the ground? Is that what you're saying? Really? I
Or
feel you.
and like
But,
everybody
but
waits for January 1st. Like, I'm gonna start being a better person. Just I'm gonna wait till this day. Like,
yeah, really. And but here's the thing though, like around November last year, and what made me write the song was I was watching the Macy's Day Parade and everybody's so happy, and it's like they don't even get to Thanksgiving. It's Christmas already at Thanksgiving. And I said to my manager, Clinton Ford Phillips Jr. afterwards, I said, I hate Christmas. It's like it's not even Thanksgiving and it's already Christmas. And like a manager, what he said to me? He said, kid, if you write a Christmas song, you can make money forever. Because Christmas comes every year. And so I thought, well, you got a point. And Costas Dino, who won Grammys, and he's worked on Grammy award winning albums, Billboard charting albums, and he actually had dinner with Bon Jovi the night before he recorded me. He said to me, you should write a Christmas song, April, with your puppets. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? But never mind, the number one Christmas song of all time is Elvin and the Chipmunks. The Chipmunk song, and it's one of my favorites because how could you not love that song? And I'm like, you want me to compete with Alvin? And you got to say it like that. You just can't say Alvin. It's Alvin.
What's funny is I watched Alvin and the Chipmunks growing up, and I can't remember anything about it. All I remember about, and this is how we used to have fun back in the days. If you ever had a helium balloon, you could not wait to take a hit off of it so you could sound like one of the Chipmunks.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I always just remember, Dave Seville going Alvin, and so but I recorded it with Mae Wilson, and I'm here to
Ah,
talk
May,
about my song.
there's my
Hello,
girl
Robin.
May.
You know
How's
what
it
I
going,
like?
May? I've been slowly working on things with the girlfriend, May. We might still be able to work something out one of these days.
Good, good, good. Can I tell you a secret, Ryan? I
Absolutely.
like two things. I like the Malibu Fires, and I like redheads.
They have something to do with each other, I'm sure.
Yes. So you said that you don't squint, you don't lube. Well that works out because neither does April's hand, May. But enough about that. What are you doing later, Ryan? You said you work in a retail store. Can we get funky on the recliner?
I mean, there's plenty of recliners where I go. We've even got wonderful mattresses, and what we also have is wonderful
Oh.
prices and financing options. Sorry, I had to go into work mode there real
Well,
quickly.
we'll take it easy on the mattress because that might be a family member of mine.
Touche.
But May. I was just telling Ryan about our Christmas song, Merry Christmas. I'm so glad I didn't marry you. That's right. April, tell Ryan what inspired you to write our award winning song. And in case you're just tuning in, I'm May Wilson, star, an international superstar of stage, screen, and now radio, and now Ryan's podcast. And My lips. You want to read my lips, Ryan? Oh, stop hitting on the host, mate. Well, how else do you think we got on this podcast? Duh. Okay, so anyway, what inspired me to write this song with my puppet sidekick, Mae Wilson? It's Textile American. I'm sorry, Mae. My Textile American sidekick, Mae Wilson, was the UK Daily Mail did a story on me, and the story went viral from England to Iceland to Italy, then from Russia to China, India, then from Australia to Singapore to Indonesia, then from Ghana to Nigeria to Kenya, then from Colombia to Brazil to Guatemala. That's right. I am a celebrity in Guatemala. The
And
headline
that's the
read,
story I wanted to hear, actually. I want to hear this one. That was what the whole reason of the meeting, I feel like, is that what is the inspiration for this song, or how is that, you know, your claim to fame here?
yeah, well, anyway, the headline read Ventriloquist who splashes out 20 grand a year on her puppets that after that left her fiance after he said it's them or me. And folks, I thought I found my Mr. Right. Boy, was I wrong. So I'm not desperate. So I'm just desperately seeking Mr. Okay. And April, what are you doing looking for some random guy from Oklahoma when you have Ryan right here? Okay. But the point is that my story not only got me in the British tabloid, the UK Daily Mail, but it got me on My Strange Addiction, the TLC streaming series. It's on Disney Hulu Plus, where I'm actually the thumbnail for the show. No. I got her that gig. She wouldn't be there without Mom. So anyway, we recorded the song, and the song debuted on the Kyle and Jackie O show, the #1 morning show in Australia. That's right, Ryan. I go down under. Take it easy. Ryan's got a girlfriend. Well, I don't count because I'm stuffed and unstrung, and who knows, she might be into that too. Because once you go public, you never go knock it again. Okay. Take it easy. Okay, let's not have Ryan sleeping on the couch this Christmas. No. You take it easy.
I
The
fall
couch
asleep
is
there
my
anyways.
brother. Oh, Reed, this is what I gotta live with. So man. So anyway, the song "Merry Christmas, I'm So Glad I Didn't Marry You" is available on all streaming platforms, and we've been getting love on radio stations all over the world.
Because you know what the thing is that everybody has somebody. When I listen to that song, everybody has somebody in mind, unless they actually are married to them. But as soon as I heard that, I'm like, definitely can think of one person that jumps to mind right now. Not that I like to make X bashing a sport on this show or anything like that, but I'm like, yeah, everybody probably has, unless you're one of those really lucky people that just met the love of your life and just stayed with them, which, is not the. Usually there's a lot of trial and error in the process.
Word. And May, and actually the funny story was when I left my ex for my puppets, when April finally made a good choice, I missed May, and I went under the bed and I looked at May, and because my ex said it's me or the puppets, and so I put the puppets away for almost a year, Ryan. And I looked at poor May, and she was catching bugs, and this was about a year. I missed her. And I missed you too. And let me tell you, I was getting a lot of bugs, and it wasn't the fun kind like Kim Kardashian has. So I picked May up. We walked into the kitchen, and I decided that I wanted to be with May and I wanted to be with April. And I said to my ex, I've chosen. And I said, here's a magnifying glass. I still can't see your dick. Sayonara. She really did. She did. But anyway, he wasn't happy, but oh well. And that's the thing is everybody has someone that, this song is resonating with a lot of people, but, we've gotten a lot of nice write-ups with the song. And it's available on all streaming platforms. Yes, it is. It's available on all streaming platforms. And, it's just, but May, do you want to tell them a fun fact about the song? Yes. April. Uh, April, you see, it took her 3 takes to get the vocals. It's true, it took me 3 takes. But Costas loved working with Law because it only took me 1 take.
I mean, three's not bad, right?
Right, yeah. But it took you 1 take. That's right, because I am an international superstar.
You certainly are. I this is always such a. It's funny. I was like, so much more comfortable talking to the two of you when I wasn't on there. Usually, I'm not the one that gets uncomfortable on my show. Usually, it's everybody else. But
Well, I can make you very comfortable. Because can I tell you a secret? I'm on my way to being an international secret star because I'm the only reason that April has a career. Okay, that actually might be true because I was somewhere and I had cards for one of my shows, and May was next to me in the photo. And tell them what they said, May. They said, "OMG, that is a really famous couplet." It's true. That's what they said. Yeah, that is actually a true story. And so, but May, what are your aspirations? Well, April, I think that you should do a huge solo on our next song. A solo? You like my voice? Yeah, you sing so low that no one can hear ya. So, but what are your aspirations for the new year? Well, I'm going solo, and not the solo, as in I'm a star. I'm dumping April and I'm going to the big time. And Ryan, I'm going with you.
Well, if you want to take me to the big time, then I'll have to arrange that because that's where I'm looking to go if I can help it too.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, May? If you're ready to go to the big time, I'm going to take my hand out. You would never. Yeah, I'm taking my hand out.
Well, so I mean, as far as I look at this now, I remember we originally had.
Taking my hand out. Go on.
Am I going to get flagged out for this?
No, you're good. I'm just taking my hand
appropriate? What's
out.
going on right now? But no. So when you
Just
say the
giving
big
my
time,
hand a rest. It's nothing inappropriate, but you were saying, Ryan?
when you said the big time. Now I remember we originally had a previous date and plan. You said you were just on the road recently, but to me, Vegas is kind of the big time. Where were you guys at together? Because I know that you said traveling with her can be difficult.
Well, I was in Phoenix with her, and Angie, you put me on your left hand, you bitch.
I think the other side's her good side.
Do you think this is your good side? No, it's not comfortable, Ryan. She's mean to me. Rescue me. Okay, fine, but you're gonna stay here because Ryan likes this side. It's about what Ryan likes. That's right.
Whoa,
So yeah, we were
we
just in Phoenix together, and traveling with her can be difficult because I'm a star. Now, April, call me back on your other hand now. Okay, like I said, traveling with her can be difficult because she's high maintenance. High maintenance. That's right.
Now, a practical question. What is it like bringing May through security?
May, what's it like? Actually, a lot of times, she makes it through security, but when I have to take her out, I do a free show for all of my fans all over the globe. Now, put me on your other hand, April. Okay, fine. It's how she's happy. See, you always have to appease the talent. April, you wouldn't have a career with me. Now, get in line.
See, if I feel like if I was, like filming a picture of her, I like her better on that side as well too. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's weird.
It's okay, but every once in a while, I have to teach you a lesson. April, don't ever put me on your other hand again. That was terrifying. See, May?
It's kind of like giving yourself the stranger, as those guys say.
Yeah. But May, but I appreciate you getting some humility. I won't say anything bad about her for now.
So you guys were traveling in Phoenix together. Now, did she behave herself? I mean, I know that sometimes that can be a little bit much. I mean, obviously, I've gotten to know her. I got to know her well on our last conversation. She certainly has a mouth on her.
Well, I kind of partied it up with all the cowboys. I said, yeehaw. But May, did you tell Ryan our good news? Yes. April has been invited to co-host an hour with yours truly on The Coyote, The Gold New Country, this Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern. That's right.
The Coyote, is that a channel out that way, or what's I'm not familiar
It's
with
an
that.
internet country station because Merry Christmas, I'm so glad I didn't marry you, it's been getting some love on the country station. What can I say? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Ryan, will you be my guckaroo? Stop hitting on the host.
So I actually got to play this song for people now because I want to bring it to the East. I mean, I'm sure it's doing okay in the East Coast. I like that I heard it from you today, but I'd like to be the one that plays it and then be like, oh, I had her on before once upon a time.
Thank you.
Because I'll tell you right now, as far as people I've dealt with in the entertainment business in my life, I find that a lot of times musicians are some of the most insufferable. I think we talked about this before. And, at least I think if you come from the comedic background for music, it makes you a little bit more humble.
Well, I think, it depends sometimes, but I find that the more insufferable somebody is, the less far they get because they don't have the people skills. And this is a career all about the people skills. Like, for instance, everybody loves moi.
Well, I don't know. People, it's just one of those things that I can get when people aren't people because people kind of suck. It's just all about, you got to pretend that they don't suck kind of thing. I'm really good
Yes.
at that sometimes.
Well, you work in sales, you got the customer's always right, but the entertainment industry is even bigger because the consumer is always right, unfortunately, and fortunately, depending.
See,
So,
that's the like the little game I like to play, and that it's the unnecessary degree of challenge I put on things. I like to find a way to tell them that they are wrong without them directly like feeling like it is, but using people's words against them is my favorite in that one. But making the little lighthearted jokes or like that, where it's like busting someone's chops is kind of a sign of camaraderie, but there's a certain way you can do it where it's kind of a nice fine line. That's what really gets me through my day.
yeah, there you go. So, are you ready to play our song? Are you ready to play that tune?
Let me go get that tune going for you right now. Yes, let's get that play. Here's a debut on the Scho-Zone, the first time I've ever done music on here, which of course, bear with me with this one right here. So I've got the link here and we're going to give this a go. Let's see, you got this up here because I had it playing off your website, but for some reason it paused out on me.
Hey.
We heard a little sampling of that one. Sorry, I couldn't find it. I was the one off your website on there I was listening to. I had something with the Dropbox link that you sent me on there, but I'll get that pulled up in just a second here. Forgive me, this is amateurism at its finest.
It's all good. You're cute, so I'll forgive you.
Which is way better of that, that you're got famous in the UK. And speaking of amateurism, did you happen to catch this on the internet? I'm sorry if this is an inappropriate conversation, but I've been seeing a lot of film on it. But the girl in the UK, the OnlyFans girl who had 100 guys in one day.
May, what do you think of her? Well, she gives me something new to aspire to.
That would be more impressive for a puppet to get 100 guys in a day. Although I
Well, I
feel like
could easily get 100 guys in a minute. So, move over, OnlyFans girl in the UK. I'm the new crumpet in town. But isn't that gonna hurt? Washing machine cures STDs every time.
So let's see where we got this on here. Okay, I got the 60-second sample. Ah, God, I can't. I'm the worst at this one. I've got your Dropbox thing up here, but I can't tell which one is the one I'm looking for here. Well, no, it's just pictures I've got here. The Clinton Billups on here. I had the sample on there. I'll make sure I get a link up there. I'm the worst.
It's all good. It's all good.
So, anyways, so we can get to chat in here a little bit more. So, yes, you mentioned now this is the whole thing about that is that you got engaged on your third dates, and that's just maybe, and then the ultimatum of you or the puppets, and for a brief period of time that the person actually won out on that one, but then now I just got to imagine being that person, like, when May is the one who breaks up and then drops that one-liner on there. Anybody who's ever been dumped has ended up in a bar that night, I think, or at least, that's just a typical experience I had as someone hung out in bars. I got to imagine that, do you think he was truthful in telling that story about like, yeah, this is how she did it? Because like usually people want to make it sound like the worst possible breakup ever, because obviously the person never did anything wrong that got dumped. It's always the person that dumped them that's fucked up. So I
Oh
just
yeah,
wanted.
absolutely. Well, the story that he told, and I think he took this video down, was he gained a lot of weight after a breakup, and he wasn't a nice guy to begin with. And I started to realize that as the relationship went on. And he said, I've always been heavy, and I just got out of a bad relationship. And he did like a vlog that I think that he's since taken down. And he said, I looked down at my stomach and I said, "This is what you deserve, bitch." And what did you say, May? Wow, it made it even harder to find a small dick.
It, you know,
Yeah. And he,
it's
he doesn't like me very much, but his life hasn't panned out very well because he's lazy. And the other thing was he wanted me to support him. He wanted me to work a legit job and support him. And May, what did you say? No, 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 no. You should be supporting more. That's what I said. We are not supporting you. You should be supporting more in the manner that I'm accustomed to. Lobster and steak. So tell us about one of the guys that you have on the list. It was a guy that promised to take me out for lobster. He promised to take you out for lobster. Where did he take you? He took me, to Red Lobster.
I mean, hey, he was at least honest, misleading maybe, but at least honest.
So, but what about the guy that took you to Malibu? That was a horrible trip. That was really frightening, Ryan. Was it the fires? No. Did he hold you hostage? No. Did he chloroform you? No. It was even worse. What could be worse than all that? He made me take the guac 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 guas. But what about the guy that took you to the Bahamas? I thought he sounded nice. Oh, him. That was a horrible trip. Did he make you fly in a suitcase? No. Did he take you against your will? No. Did he beat you when you got there? No. He made me fly. Coach.
Hey, Southwest is the best. What can I say?
Yeah, May, you gotta like have a little humility. Because you gotta work for the things you want in life. You said the W word. But everybody's gotta work. But Ryan, you gotta admit, I'm too pretty for work.
I mean, being pretty is work.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, yeah, that's true. So, but May, are you seeing anybody now? Well, actually, I just broke up again. Again. Yes, I was seeing a guy, and he said to me, unfortunately, I can't give you the lifestyle that you're accustomed to. And what's that? I wanted a butler. You wanted a butler. And so what did you say to him? I said, get another job. Duh. So you wanted him to get another job so he could get you a butler. And what did he say? He said it would mean that I can't spend as much time with my children. Oh, that's rough. And what did you say? Well, get them a butler and maid uniform. And what did he say? They're 6 and 8. 6 and 8. And what did you say to that? It's never too early to learn a life skill and start earning money for college.
I mean, come on. Once upon a time, those kids would have already been working. They've already have experience under their belts.
Yeah, well, that is true. But May, and didn't she have problems with another stepchild? Yes. I was seeing a guy that was 86 years old, and his adult daughter didn't like me very much. Ooh, what? He was 86 and she didn't like you. I wonder why. Exactly. I'm very charming. So at dinner, I said, this is a toast to Mimi. Mimi. And what did you say? And I said, Mimi, or what I'm going to name my breasts after I get the implants. Wow. And what did she do? She totally exploded at me and said, that's the name of my dead grandmother. So you're going to, wow, that was really tacky, May. No, it wasn't. I know how to respect my elders, and that's why her father's leaving me everything in the will. Duh.
So it's funny that I'm looking down at my notes I did when we talked the first time, and I'm seeing May, and I put in parentheses around it Anna Nicole Smith.
Well, she is the greatest American hero. She needs to be on a postage stamp. When I was just a little sock in Pocatello, Idaho, she gave me hope for my future.
I mean, not for nothing. I mean, didn't we put Marilyn Monroe on one?
Yes, and so we should put Anna Nicole on one. So, but
At this
May, yeah, go on.
at this point, that wouldn't shock me. I think that would just be par for the course in 2025 coming up.
Yeah, really. But May, let's talk about your family. Well, I don't talk to them. Well, that's not good. Fine. I have a sister named June, but like I said, we don't talk. Wait, May, you have a sister named June? Yeah, and she's a mime. A mime. June is a mime. Yes, and a really selfish one at that. She picked a hard word for a ventriloquist to say. And let me tell you, she knows how to hold a grudge. She always had to win at the quiet game when we were kids. But May, you're an adult now. You gotta make peace. Well, April, we have nothing in common. I like to think outside the box. She likes to be trapped in the box. But don't tell me But don't tell me June and July are your parents. Yes. Don't tell me July and August are your parents. Yes. My father's a sock. My mother's a pillowcase. I came to this world confused. Ah! But what about September and October? Wow, they're my twin brothers. They're a jinx. That's not a nice thing to say about your twin brothers, May. Calling them a jinx. Well, they are a jinx. They're voodoo dolls. Oh, your twin brothers are voodoo dolls. Okay. Um, but November, December, January, and February have to be better. Yes, that's my aunt, my uncle, my dog, and my cat. But what about March? March. Well, March is a success story of the family. The success story. What does March do? He works in the automotive industry, Ryan, and he's actually in sales like you. Really? So March is in sales like Ryan. Does he own a car lot? No, he's a crash test dummy. Uh huh. And so March, and that's interesting, which leads me to April.
What a happy family there. It's amazing though that you still feel the way that you do about me if you know somebody that actually works in sales.
Well, what can I say? You can sell me anything, even a line of cocaine. Hey, stop
Well, and
it!
trust me, if they're in sales, they probably have access to one.
Wow, the more cocaine you do, the funnier I am.
Which is, I mean, you're. It's probably tough though for you to, when you do it, it's probably tough to not tell because I'd imagine it sticks to the, the fur a little bit better than it does to the skin.
What can I say? I like a white Christmas.
uh, but I don't even know where to go. I don't know where to jump into when I'm talking to you or talking to May. It's always such a, interesting dynamic for me out here.
Well, Ryan, I gotta go meet my sugar daddy. He's 95 and he's in the nursing home and he's making me power of attorney today. What?
So I bet you that you're not too upset about the declining life expectancy in this country. It's probably good for business, correct?
Oh, it's great for business. And you know what my nickname for him is? Hot
What's
Wheel. Does
what's
he have
that?
a classic car? Hot Wheels. Does he have a classic car? No, an electronic motor scooter. But here's a kiss. Mwah. May Wilson. She's a handful.
Quite literally a handful on there. I mean, so juggling that all around, it's got to be got quite a lot of work, which I appreciate also too. Is that I'm doing this in the afternoon on my time. This is just the morning in your life. I mean, so I don't even want to know what the rest of your day turns into.
Oh gosh, but the rest of my day is always pretty interesting. But I can't complain. I like my life. And I got to get going soon. But just to keep it fair, do you want to meet another president?
Absolutely, yeah, sure. We're gonna go on the other side now here.
Yep.
Jesus.
So, President Biden time. How are you doing today? Well, here's the deal. You're a young man, and your name was Ryan, right?
Correct.
When I was a boy in Scranton, the nuns used to say to me, Ryan, you mean your name's Joe? Oh, that's my name? Yeah, it's Joe. Joe's your name. Oh, Ryan works in sales. When I was a boy in Scranton, I used to watch a comedian by the name of Suki Sales. You know, you are now the oldest person ever to be president. Knock on wood, I'm as quick as a whip. Knock on wood, I'm as strong as an ox. Knock on wood, who am I talking to again? Ryan. Oh, Ryan! Yes. So, so President Biden time. What do you hope to do when you come out of like in your last days in office? Here's the deal. Number one, I will make January 11th Scho-Zone Day,
That
National
would be
Scho-Zone
great.
Day.
That would be great.
Number two, I will make furniture salespeople heroes with their own postage stamps equivalent to cops.
Okay, that might help out a little bit.
Number four, Mr. President. Yes, number four. What were we talking about again? The Scho-Zone. Oh, the Scho-Zone. Yes. When I was a boy in Scranton, when it was hot, my father said, Joey, you should go get a snow cone. This is what I gotta live with all the time. So,
I
but
mean, you
now,
gotta take care of wild, out of control children and wild, out of control seniles.
well, that's what I'm gonna do now that I'm getting out of office. You see, I want to make it so all felons can rent an apartment and get a job. Really? That's really great. Yes, how else can I get Hunter out of the house?
That's a loaded conversation.
Well, now that I'm no longer president, can I tell you a secret?
Absolutely, sure. I mean, you're still technically president for a little bit longer, but doesn't really
The
matter.
fact of the matter is, my wife and Calamari Harris have locked me in the basement. I don't have to say the food they feed me is good. I'm going to be getting out, partying with my son Hunter, and making it spring break every day. Oi, 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 oi.
So you're like the Gimp in Pulp Fiction. They just kind of get you when they need you.
Yes, they've had me locked in the basement since June. And anytime people ask how I am, I say, the food they feed me is good.
As long as they're feeding you ice cream, I'm sure it keeps you happy.
Yes, lots of ice cream. What are you doing? Sorry, my eyesight's going. It helps my dog Major get around. So, young man, have you ever been to a strip club? What?
I mean, once upon a time, I mean, if you haven't been to a strip club, then you don't know how much you should hate them.
Well, now that I'm no longer president, I intend to do that with my time. Me and my son Hunter are going to do some father-son bonding. Wait, what? Yes, now that Jill's let me out of the house and I don't care what people think of me, we're doing some father-son bonding. But I got a piece of advice for Hunter. What's that? No sex in the champagne room. Why no sex in the champagne room? The last time he had sex in the champagne room, he ended up a stricker baby daddy.
Neither can
So that's
confirm
what
nor.
I would say to anybody watching. No sex in the champagne room.
Aren't strip clubs some of the worst places that have ever established on Earth?
Yeah, they really are. You see, in Vegas, we have a saying that the strip club, you might not get fucked, but you get screwed because they come in, they take your money, and so just keep that in mind, Mr. President. If some of these girls are tip sharks. When I was a boy in Scranton, I went to the library and I saw a book on sharks. What are we talking about again? How strip clubs are some of the worst places on the planet. Here's the deal. We should go to all the clubs on the Las Vegas Strip. This is the. What are we talking about again? Your son Hunter. Oh, I have a son Hunter. Why didn't I name my daughter Gather? Then again, Jill talked me out of that. So, have you ever met the child your son had with the stripper? Well, we need a stripper in our house to work on our roof. Wait, what? Yeah, the house needs painting if we're going to be living there in Delaware. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Sorry, the eyesight's going. Can't you grow me? So, what do you think of Donald J. Trump coming back to the White House? The fact of the matter is, Calamari Harris was a fine candidate, but they said that I couldn't beat Donald J. Trump. Here's the deal. I had a bad debate, but I was getting ready for action. Hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. What do you think of Nancy Pelosi? The fact of the matter is, I'm no longer president, so I can spill the tea. You can spill the tea. What's the tea on Nancy Pelosi? She died 6 months ago. Oh.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And what's the tea on Mitch McConnell? Oh, him? Here's the deal. He's been dead for a few years.
Certainly looks like he's. Yeah, no, that's I just really hope to God that when I get older, I don't look anything like that. If I start like the transition at some point is just he doesn't look like a human being anymore.
Wait, what's going on, Mr. President? Are you dead? Are you dead?
That eye sticking out of his of it with the sunglasses is creeping me the fuck out. I'll tell you that
Oh,
much.
it's creeping me out too, Ryan. I think he's dead. Are you dead? Just kidding. I was only sleeping like the bird in Monty Python. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Oi, 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 oi. You can stop it now. Who says oi? All those people at the Man United games. Do you think I should be doing some of that cocaine? What the heck are you
I think that
talking?
you should. Well, with the way that you sniff, I think that you should stay away from it.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Well, as long as I don't do that crack, look at what it did to my son Hunter. This is
Well, some
true.
people wasn't good enough. I mean, actually, that would actually be a hilarious premise. Maybe it isn't that you like to smell people to creep them out. You actually are smelling them because you just want to see if they have cocaine on them.
Actually, that's a good idea. Oh my gosh, what?
I mean,
Jill!
so now that
Jill!
you're,
Sorry, I gotta handle this. Jill! Just talking to some friends. Get the fuck out of here. What?
I just thought that that would actually be the best. What if it turned out it was actually your cocaine in the White House?
Yeah, what if it was your cocaine in the White House? Oh, actually, can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
That's how I keep up my schedule. Oh my god! Jill, shut up. I'm having some fun with friends. I'm not president anymore. Which means you have to get a job again. Ha 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 ha. Can I tell you another secret? I
Absolutely.
have one of the lowest approval ratings in US history. But this is what I gotta say to the American people. Oh no, I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. What are you gonna say? Did you just oh my god! This is President's Gone Wild. Well now it's my nap time. No, Jill, I didn't embarrass you. President Joe Biden time, everybody.
So I like to see yeah. So yeah, you get to have some fun with that one. I mean, now are we gonna have? I mean, or is there any plans, or is there any Vance ones out there or anything by any chance? Or are we working on
Well,
that one?
stay tuned. I was thinking about having a Kamala made. By the time I would have had her made, the election would have been over, unfortunately, and you know how that turned out. But
Maybe they
uh,
shouldn't have thrown it together in 107 days. Give some people some time to get the word out there.
yes, thank you. But but just stay tuned. I'm going to be having a lot of fun for the next 4 years. I'm going to be having a lot of fun for this holiday season. But if you want something to hang on your workbench, I also have a calendar on Lulu. So if you want to make it April every day,
Which that's actually the biggest thing too, is that I mean, like if this is actually the end of Trump in politics, I mean, so many people are gonna have to actually find new sources of comedy. Like
yes, oh yeah,
Has Saturday Night Live had anything else in the past 8 years?
no, no.
It's just such a like, it's like I hate turning into that like that old man in the clouds, but it's like, like we one of the points we bonded on when we were talking the one time was that like I grew up having Norm Macdonald on Saturday Night Live. They have yet since he's been off Saturday Night Live, I have not found anybody like even half as funny as him. And there's been some funny people on there. That's just the drop off in talent that we had there.
Yeah, well, he was Weekend Update, and that's the thing with Norm is he was Weekend Update, and just real quick, I met him once, and
Yeah.
no, he didn't call me a dirty whore. He was actually very nice. I wish he would have called me a dirty whore. That would have been a better story. But I saw him on the street in New York. I said, "You're Norm Macdonald." He said, "Yes, I am." I said, "I think you're very funny." He said, "Thank you," and he walked away. But he didn't look great, and it turned out he was sick. But if he would have called me a dirty whore, that would have made my life.
I actually have a Twitter account I follow that they every day they just post a different Norm Macdonald joke from Weekend Updates. And it's like it's amazing that I remember so much like all these documentaries on Netflix about crimes that happened in the 90s. It's just like I know all about these, but I remember them because of Norm Macdonald jokes. Like
Of course. You see, there's Norm Macdonald, there's yeah, oh definitely, but exactly, and that's why we bonded, and that's how I knew I liked you. You see, if somebody doesn't think Norm Macdonald's funny, you don't need that negativity in your life.
see, that was like a big test, as I mentioned, I actually just started dating my girlfriend when I first chatted with you, and now we've had a couple weeks since then. Is that the other day, like I watched Dirty Work, and it's like she didn't know that she was being judged very, very hard on this one. Like, but it's like, listen, like I can live with a bunch of things in there, but if you watch this and you don't laugh, I have to really start questioning who I'm around. But thankfully she thought it
Yeah,
was funny. So,
good,
like it.
good. Yeah, it's like if somebody doesn't like dirty work, like there are three types of people that you don't need in your life. One, people that don't like dirty work. Two, people who don't think Al Bundy turned out to be the best dad of all the TV dads. And three, people who say that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. You don't need any of that negativity in your life.
You really just you haven't been following me. I am not a Die Hard as a Christmas movie. I mean, here's the thing: if that's what you do at Christmas, that's fine. I just know that I lived like half of my life and it wasn't a Christmas movie, and then all of a sudden it was a Christmas movie, and it's like I think people just like to lean into it a little bit too much to be different. I get that. I do that sometimes
Yeah, yeah,
myself.
but okay, fine. There's a little wiggle room on two, but there's a little wiggle room on that one. But the other ones, like you said, and anybody who said that Hugh Hefner's not, anybody that does, anybody that just wants to be negative, you don't need them in your life, man.
No, no, no. Trust me. I mean, I like to at least put I probably I've gotten better with that at age. I totally get it, but there's just certain times of where when I hate when people gather things that when groupthink happens, I used to have to get away from that one. Like because it's when these little organic movements happen like that, like the Die Hard Christmas movie thing. It's just that I just remember when it wasn't a thing and then it was, like
Well, there you go. There you go. You know what? To each their own. But I'm in pre-production for April in Vegas, the second season of my chat show, The English Hotel, and I hope to interview as well as you do. I mean, you did a great job today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate. I mean, it was definitely threw me off guard a little bit, that I just never know because when I'm not a talk show host necessarily, where it's like I didn't know. I remember we doing the conversation with your friends before, and it's just I'm never sure what questions to ask them because I don't want to step on anything that you're going to be trying to convey on there. So I
Well,
just
you
kind of
did a
let you
great
cook.
job. You have a bright future at this. You did a great job.
Well, I appreciate that, thankfully, and the comments mean a lot. I was actually a caller on a show, and they actually said just based on my voice, they were like, "I can tell you have a radio show or a podcast. You got a really good voice." And these are people who don't compliment anybody on anything, so I
Hmm.
really took that to heart there. And you've got a wonderful talent as far as your ability to be able to do the. I mean, it's like there's certain people like we talked about the musicians. People can sing. Like you're like a drummer that's the lead singer as well too, which is like
Oh, like that. Thank you.
if
Thank
you've
you.
ever
That's like,
tried doing that, like it's so fucking hard.
yeah, the Romantics, the guys singing, playing the drum. Yeah, it's like or even Karen Carpenter. She ended up being more talented than her brother. And that, and so, but thank you, yeah, because I love music. I just have never been able to play an instrument. I have a song out, but and a lot of props to the people I've been meeting this Christmas season. I've been working with a lot of great talent. And again, if you're not doing anything this Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern, tune into an hour of my Christmas favorites on the Coyote Radio, the bold new country.
Well, I'm so glad I didn't marry you. I'm definitely going to put the word out on that one. That was definitely it's an entertaining song for sure. I feel like it could be up there with like the 12 Pains of Christmas as far as in that category. Like
Oh, thank
everybody.
you.
I mean,
And
misery loves company. So the people that are miserable this time of year, we need to have a little bit of a reprieve, I guess I'd say. And your song provides that outlet a little bit.
And thank you. If you ever had a breakup during Christmas and and somebody says, "Well, why did it end with you and your boyfriend?" and you say the state of New Jersey took him away. Merry Christmas. I'm so glad I didn't marry you is the song for you. And if somebody says things will get better and you say, "Should I write you an arsonist on prisonpenpal.com?" Merry Christmas. I'm so glad I didn't marry you is the song for you. And it's available on all major platforms. So make it a part of your Christmas playlist today. Plug.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be the one that rides up to the family party or something along those nature. I feel like that's actually a good one to play at the bar. Like how like there's those breakup
Yes.
songs, that would be a good one. If I can get that on a jukebox for you.
Oh, please. I would love you forever. I would give you my kidney, and I haven't had a drink in years, so my kidneys are pretty good.
Oh, I mean, neither have I. That's been a big thing for me, actually. That's actually one of the parts that I don't like about Christmas now is I just think of I'm like, wait, like I used to have to get drunk for this one. Like I didn't always have to get drunk for certain things in life, but like Christmas was kind of one of them. But yeah, no, I get to do the lovely thing of that. I usually am single around the holidays, so Christmas with a significant other is going to be a whole new, whirlwind for me. Like usually, I joked around that my mating season was kind of like sometime between the months of March and September, and then I would usually go on hiatus for that one. This time, maybe that's why this one's working out well, as I started it on the different calendar. So, yeah, hopefully,
Well, you know
I get
what?
to.
I hope it works out for you, man. You seem happy. You seem to like her. She likes dirty work. And from where I sit, she's a keeper.
there's many things that do, as far as makes her a keeper on there for sure. You actually are famous. You mentioned the where your story made it out to. She's actually from Kenya, so maybe she's even heard of you without realizing it.
Wow, that would be awesome.
But
That
if
would be
not,
awesome.
we can spread the word for you on there. But April, it sounded like you said it seemed like you were trying to wrap things up a little bit. Is that correct?
Yeah, I gotta jump on another interview, but thank you so much for having us.
Yes, absolutely appreciate having you. It was always fun to chat, and I'll be following you through your website there, where you can follow her on aprilbrucker.tv, and she's going to be on the Coyote Network now. Is it it's like a website for that or something, or is that
It's Google Coyote Bold New Country. You'll go right there.
Coyote Bold New Country? So you can see her on there. And honestly, I have to do the thing now where I got to check out some of your old work on like My Strange Addiction and all that good stuff. I want to actually see this because it's just an interesting story you have there, and you're a fun person to chat with. So it was a pleasure having you on, and we'll connect again sometime down the road, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
All right, everybody, that was April Brucker on the Scho-Zone there. That was quite a performative guest there. I was took me by a little bit of surprise there. It's actually my buddy Joe just commented on there. I'm uncomfortable, and that doesn't happen often. Was actually a comment I had on there. So everybody, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that douchebag stuff that podcast hosts say, and tune into the next episode of the Scho-Zone coming forward.